Hey guys, this is that one Apple Guy, and today we're going to be comparing the Galaxy A13 5G to the Galaxy A15 5G. So stay tuned for this awesome video. Now first, the design of the Galaxy A13 5G is pretty plain plastic Jane with the Samsung logo on the bottom. It does have that triple camera setup that looks just like the Galaxy S21 or 24 series, and it does have rounded corners, which is I'm a good fan of. It feels pretty good in the hand. The Galaxy A15 has this kind of blue-black finish, but it feels really good in the hand. It feels like frosted glass, and it's really cool. We do also have the triple camera setup on this that looks like the Galaxy S24 series, and we do have boxed edges. So, not my favorite design, but it looks pretty nice and it feels pretty premium. Now, towards the bottom of the Galaxy A13 5G, we have our single-firing speaker, USB Type-C port that charges at 15 watts, microphone, and headphone jack, which is nice to have. Towards the left side, we have our SIM/micro SD card slot. We do not get dual SIM on this model, unfortunately, but you can get one out of state that has it. And you're gonna need that SD card slot because this guy only comes with 64 gigabytes of storage out of the box, which 15 gigabytes is used right out of the box. Towards the right side, we have our fingerprint/power button, which works every time and is very, very fast and fluent. I've never had it lag up on me or not work on me ever. It's very reliable and it works great with clicky power buttons too. Now, on the Galaxy A15 5G, we have a single-firing speaker, USB-C port that charges at 25 watts now, our microphone, and we still do have that 3.5mm headphone jack, which is nice to see. We also do get our SIM/micro SD card tray. We get a little warning, but it has a SIM card, and the micro SD card slot can be a micro SD or a second SIM. Towards the right side, we do get our key island design with our fingerprint/power button sensor, which for me is kind of slow on this phone. Definitely a lot slower feeling than the A13 5G. I'm not sure why. It's lagged up on me constantly. Now, the display on the Galaxy A13 5G is a 6.5-inch 1600 by 720p screen with a 270 ppi and a 20:9 aspect ratio. But it's an LCD, so it's going to have terrible viewing angles and just not good. But it does have adaptive 90 Hz, so it's going to make your taps, touches, scrolls, and everything feel nice and smooth. And it's going to make this phone feel more expensive than it is and feel a lot more fluent than you think. But when we get up close to this screen, you can definitely pick out the pixels because it's only a 720p screen, so that's disappointing. Now, the A15 5G screen is a million times better. It's also a 6.5-inch display, but it's 2340 by 1080. And with a 396 ppi and a 15:5:9 aspect ratio, it's really nice. And the viewing angles are amazing, and the blacks are amazing because this is a Super AMOLED screen. This screen is amazing. It has adaptive eye comfort shield, and it feels really very premium for a $200 phone. But it only has a high refresh rate, not an adaptive. And that means when you're at a standstill on your home screen, it doesn't switch to 60 Hz. It stays at the full 90 Hz. So it's going to be a little more heavy on your battery and stuff like that. So as you can see with a test here, as you can see the A13's at 60 Hz and the Galaxy A15 is staying at 90 Hz, even though we're on a standstill screen. So yeah. Now the Galaxy A13 has a MediaTek Dimensity 700 chip, while the Galaxy A15 5G is going to have a MediaTek Dimensity 6100 Plus. But as you can see in the test here, the Galaxy A13 5G is actually beating out the A15 by a long shot. As you can see in Hill Climb Racing, the A13 was way ahead, which is not looking good for the 6100 Plus. Even though it's a newer processor, it's not performing well in the speed test comparison. Even launching a simple app like camera, the A13 is going to be way ahead. For some reason, it's just not as fast as I was expecting for a new $200 phone compared to a older 2-year-old $200 phone. Now running the Geekbench results here, and the Galaxy A15 is winning. So I'm not sure why the A13 is faster than the A15. Doesn't make any sense. They both have 4 gigs of RAM. Now I just want to show the screens again in this little screen comparison here. And as you can see, the colors pop just way more in the Galaxy A15 5G. They look so much more vibrant and more true to life. No, it's not the most color accurate display, but for a $200 phone here, you can see the A13's blown out with colors, terrible viewing angles, just looks like absolute crap when you're looking at the display on this phone. And that's the main thing you do on your phone is look at the display. So you need a good display. And as you can see, the A15 just popping colors, great viewing angles, and just you do not see pixels on the screen because it is a 1080p screen on a 6.5 inch display. It looks very vibrant and very nice, and it's great for a $200 phone. Now, the single speakers on the Galaxy A13 are not terrible. They're actually pretty loud. Here's a sample. And here's the Galaxy A15 5G. Now, the batteries on both phones are 5,000 milliamp hour batteries. That stayed the same, but the charging speed changed. So as you can see, if we plug in the Galaxy A13 5G, it's going to charge around 15 watts here. So if we look at the watt meter on the display here, as you can see, it's charging at about 15 watts, just about, as you can see there. And if we plug in the Galaxy A15 5G, it's going to charge around 20 or 25 watts here. So it's not going to charge at the fastest speed because my phone is at like that higher end of the battery mark. So it's going to charge around 18 watts. But that's still a lot faster than the Samsung Galaxy A13 5G's 15 watts. So yeah, better charging. Now, as you can see from the notification centers, the Galaxy A13 5G is on an older version of software. It's stuck on Android 13, while the Galaxy A15 is on Android 14. It's going to get 4 more years of software support. So if you want a phone that's going to last you 4 years or more, go with the Galaxy A15 5G. Now, the cameras on the Galaxy A13 5G, we have a 50 megapixel main sensor, and we have a 2 megapixel macro camera for those close-up shots, and a 2 megapixel depth sensing camera. And hiding in that teardrop notch is only a 5 megapixel front-facing camera. Very, very low quality. On the rear of the Galaxy A15, we get a 50 megapixel main camera. Still that 2 megapixel macro, but we do get a 5 megapixel ultra-wide now. And in the front, we upgraded to a 13 megapixel front-facing camera. A lot better. Inside the camera app on the A13 5G here, we have our different modes here, and we can switch to that 50 megapixel mode right from there, but it's only in 3x4. So let's go ahead and switch to it here. As you can see, 50 megapixels. Tap on that, and now we're in our 50 megapixel mode. We can't zoom in on this mode or switch to any other cameras. So we're just going to stay in 3x4 for now. We have 1x, 2x, 4x. We could zoom all the way into 10x, which is pretty far for a $200 phone from 2 years ago. So the shutter speed is actually pretty quick. That's something on the A15 5G that wasn't very quick, is the shutter speed. The front-facing camera is crap though. There's no group selfie mode. There's just the picture button. That's it. You could take portrait selfies and that's about it. The front-facing camera is trash. As you can see, portrait here, we can adjust the bokeh. I had struggles getting there because phones are stupid, as you can see, and I only have one hand, whatever. So, yeah, you can adjust the bokeh right there. Very nice to do that. Video does max out at only Full HD 30, but you can also do 720p 30, but who would do that? Full HD would be your best bet. One thing that surprised me is you can zoom in all the way to 10 times on video recording mode. And we do get Pro, Panorama, Food, and Macro. So We do not get no dedicated night mode. We don't get slow motion. We don't get time lapse. None of that crap. This is just a simple camera. On the A15 5G, we could switch to our 50 megapixel mode right from there. We have our 1x, 2x, and 0.5 modes right there, so you can get our 5 megapixel ultra wide. We can zoom all the way into 10 times on this one. Also, I'd like to see at least like a 15 or 20 times zoom, but we do get portrait here. We can adjust our bokeh for the front and back camera, just like the Galaxy A13. We do get a dedicated night mode, which is very nice to see. It's not the greatest night mode, but it does do something, and it doesn't produce bad photos. The front-facing camera does have a group selfie mode, which is really nice to have, and it comes in pretty good. Video, though, is not good still. We still just get that Full HD 30 or the HD 30. Would like to see 4K on this phone, or at least Full HD 60. We don't even get a 60 frames per second mode, which on the Galaxy A05s, I believe, we have a 60 frames per second mode. But we do get slow motion, hyperlapse, fun mode, and our dedicated macro mode. So here are some photo and picture samples on both. The video test on the Galaxy A13 5G here. This 1080p at 30 frames here. How does it look? How stable is it? So let's go down here, let's go up. Go down here, let's go up. See how close we can get? Not too bad. The video test of the Galaxy A15 5G. It is closer though. I've noticed that. And you can't switch to 0.5. It's like a closer 1x. Weird. But as you can see, how does it sound? How does it handle day-to-day situation? Let's go up, let's go down. Let's go up, let's go down. Let's see. Wow. You can get pretty far for focus. Wow. So how are those photo and video samples? I can tell you that the Galaxy A13 does not have vibrant colors whatsoever. Most of the pictures were blown out and just junk. Well, the Galaxy A15 5G actually did pretty good for a budget phone. Not so much with video, though, I noticed. But it did do good with pictures, and those were the photo and video comparisons. So comment, like, and subscribe, guys, and I will definitely see you guys in the next one. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Peace out.